Hello, I'm Julie Thibaud-Dury, Closiist Corner. I met so much incredible green people in New York City that I decided to make a sustainable guide, Green for Blue. With Closiist, our sustainable marketplace, I already helped people to buy sustainable, but it's not enough. Hi, Andrea.
Hi.
Can you present to you in maybe one or two sentences?
Yeah, my name is Andrea Reyes, and I am the chairwoman of the New York City Fair Trade Coalition. I also consider myself a sustainable fashion mentor or matchmaker, constantly trying to bring people together who I think can have business babies and create more sustainable business solutions. And I'm also a professor, so I teach at a few fashion schools. Right now, mostly in the graduate school at LIM College, teaching sustainability in the fashion industry.
It's crazy. You do a lot of things. And you say always that you are not busy. What's this place? Can we make a round too?
Yeah. Welcome to the Sustainable Fashion Community Center. So what we do here at the core is we are a textile recycling center. So people come here, they donate clothing. We weigh what comes in and what goes out. So we work with the Department of Sanitation. Here's my little luggage scale. And we add it into our system here because we want to let people know how much they've collected and taken over time. And each day that you come, we'll email you your environmental impact.
Okay, so the first time that I want to give you some clothes, I come here, you take your instrument, and you say to us, it's okay.
Yeah. So we will even take things that are ripped, stained, torn, and we'll recycle them. So if you come with me into our sorting room, so these are items here that have yet to be sorted. Anything that is ripped, stained, torn, we put in this bag and we end up weighing it again, and it goes to Green Tree Textile Recycling. So they're located in the South Bronx, and what they'll do is they'll sort and organize again, and mostly clothing will go to other countries because at this point we really don't have a great recycling system. There are a few things that can actually be recycled into what we call shoddy or carpet padding or wall insulation.
Oh, yes.
But it needs to be a mono-fibered item, meaning that it needs to be 100% cotton. It's really hard to recycle items that are multi-fiber because if it's a synthetic and a natural and it gets put in a hot shredding machine, something will melt and then it will clog it up.
Okay, very interesting.
Thank you.
And can we look at the other place?
Yeah. So
because you take the clothes, but what we can do here too?
Yeah. So you might notice that some of the clothing that we have is hung up on this. So this is actually what we sell on Poshmark. So we get a lot of brand new stuff with tags. And then I started to notice that we had a lot of stuff made in the USA. So we started a vintage rack. But if you come out here, you can see the swap shop.
Yes.
So the swap shop, Tuesday through Friday, you can come and take 10 pieces for $15. So if you take 1 piece, 5 pieces, or 10 pieces, it's always $15. Except on Saturday, everything is $1. So our dollar days on Saturdays, you can imagine, get a little wild.
Yes. Yes, you need to come morning, very early.
Yep, before the crowds. And we do have a lot of volunteers that help us sort and organize everything. So we have tops, and we're always organizing things in size and in color, trying to keep the best stuff out. Because honestly, sometimes people bring us 400 pounds of clothing. So to go through it quickly, we really need to be able to have a strong group of volunteers that can sort and organize and decide what should go to Green Tree Textile Recycling, what should be sold on Poshmark. Now we're starting to sell on the Real, what should be vintage. So we're really expanding our supply chain on where we're going to distribute these clothes.
Yes, and you have accessories too?
We have bags and belts, shoes and hats and kids clothing.
Yes. The kids clothing are very new, no?
Yeah. We hid away the kids clothing for a while because we really weren't getting many families, but for the past couple of months. We've had them out, and yeah, it's very interesting. Parents don't come in as much as I would hope to swap their clothing. I think parents really get a lot of new gifts and are feeling really kind of overwhelmed with the amount of stuff that they have. So if anything, we see parents come and drop a lot of things off more than they're taking.
Yeah, they're going so fast at Trinity.
Yeah.
And it's so good to have a second hand.
Yeah.
And you have few events.
Yeah, we are constantly having events. So first we have an event coming up with you at the end of the month. So you tell me, what do you envision for the space? What are we going to do here? We're going to project here, have some speakers.
Yes, it's a good idea. For four speakers and the chair.
Yep,
like
we'll have our chairs here.
Together.
Some refreshments in the kitchen. So if you come with me, you can really see that this isn't a normal shop. It is a community center. So this is a very lively, active place where there's always tea being made. We have our little sustainable library that is a bit of a hot mess, but it means that it's being used, that people are looking at it. So constantly doing arts and crafts supply swaps. We do plant swaps. We do sneaker swaps. So yeah, like I said, it's really a community center where we can live and take action and move things through and learn from each other, and less about consumerism and shopping. Yes. But we do have a little gift shop that I would love to show you. Yes. So come with me and I'll show you our gift shop.
On the way for the gift shop.
So the gift shop is always changing and evolving based on what members want to sell or what we see here. So we just put together a vintage rack. So those are things that are all made in the US or Hong Kong. We have some hemp underwear and socks, a refill station, some essential oils, of course, fair trade coffee and chocolate.
Yes. Oh, and you have plants too.
Yes, yes. Come take a look at my plant room. It is a little sad right now, but it is winter. We had some deaths, but you know, life goes on. So this is my asparagus plant, and I've been picking off these berries that are actual seeds. So these little red berries, I've started to open them up. And there's a little black seed in here, and I'm gonna start actually plopping them in here. I need to moisten the soil. Yeah, so it's cool to be able to have a little plant room in here, and like I said, do plant swaps and welcome the community to continue to learn about nature even in New York City, because it's hard to feel connected to nature. So if people come in here and you know, get a little bit of you know, rejuvenation,
yes.
Connection, then it's good.
Yes, totally. And do you have tips to people who want to become more sustainable in New York? Yeah,
you know, I say start small, but try and keep it consistent. So for me, often I will choose something for the year. So a few years ago, I was starting to ride a bicycle. So now I ride my bicycle here every day. Last year it was composting, and many of us know it's gotten a lot easier this year with the compost bins. For me, this year it's a small one, recycling foil, aluminum foil. Just because we don't realize that if we take it and make a big ball out of it, I keep it in the freezer, then I can throw it with my recycling.
Yes.
So it's the little things like that. And obviously textile recycling is something that I don't even think of a solution anymore, because I just do it automatically, right? Swapping, thrifting, buying things that are lightly used, repairing things.
Yes, totally.
All those things are really ingrained in who I am, just because I grew up making things and tailoring things. So that's another thing for sure, having access to this clothing swap. Really, all my money goes to my local tailor. And I have found the power of, you know, supporting your local community, but also having things tailored to fit you. And I will keep them a lot longer if they're, you know, fitting me properly and I feel good in it.
Yes. You said something very interesting about the education, because It's the same thing for me. I learned with my grandma to repair the clothes, and it's something very important that we need to learn to the young generation. And
Yeah, I feel very lucky. My father, he is an artist of varying skills, whether it's painting, drawing, macrame, but he actually made my mother's wedding dress.
wow.
So he is a real, tailor. And I remember growing up, I wanted like my 10th Halloween to be a model for Halloween. Of course, I wanted to be a model. So I like drew out this little blue satin dress and we made it together. And it was very, sexy 10-year-old. It was problematic, but I love being able to draw this and make this with him, and realizing that I had the power to envision things and make them. So we would go to the thrift store, and that's when bell-bottom jeans came back out. So we would take old man pants, cut them down the sides, put a little triangle in them, and make these, over large bell-bottoms. And yeah, just to be able to make things together. So we both made my prom dresses together, and my Sweet 16, we made an outfit together. So it's special that him and I can, still create with each other, and a lot of it becomes a little competition of, well, look what I made. Well, look what I made. Look what I made.
It's so great. And it's so, I love when I repair and when I create something for my kids or for me. It's like it's the only one in the world that you have.
Yeah.
You're feeling so
special.
Exactly, special.
Yeah, and it's interesting, a lot of those pieces, my prom dresses and such, I still have. I can't get rid of them because they have such meaning to me. And I met an artist recently who had a similar problem, and she started to do a little like photo exhibit for herself, putting them on a mannequin, taking photos, writing a little description about it, and almost filing it away. And then her being able to get rid of it after that. So maybe that's something that I'll have to consider.
Did I miss something to ask to you, or maybe something you want to add?
So some exciting things that we have going on.
Yeah.
We have a really robust internship program that I'm now transitioning over to a fellowship program. So instead of interning for maybe 3 months, now we're going to have fellows that are with us for a whole year. And I'm really excited because that will just be able to strengthen our community and enable us to do bigger projects. So the next thing is May 4th and 5th, we are having a fundraiser and forum. So the Disco Nights and Earth's Rights Gala will take place up in the stars. So it's going to be on the 48th floor at 1 Bryant Park. So we literally will have a gorgeous skyline, hopefully a clear sky that night. And your best vintage disco attire is a requirement. Start planning now. And then the next day, we will have the Sustainable Fashion and Merchandising Forum. So that's going to be at Kent State. They're letting us use their classrooms for the day. So right now, that's what I'm working on, putting speakers together to have a really robust forum where we're going to use the design for the environment principles. So we'll look at design for circularity, disassembly, reuse, biomimicry. So it'll be a really interesting panel, full day of panels geared towards the working professionals. So those who are in the fashion industry doing interesting things to push their big companies to be more sustainable.
Yes, we need definitely that.
Absolutely.
And maybe you can talk about for the business, because you have a membership for the business too.
Yeah. So the New York City Fair Trade Coalition, we are a membership organization. We have 2 types of membership, so business members and advocates. So business members, it's $125 for the year, and it gets you access to the swap shop, so you can come and swap here for free. Same with advocates. So advocates, it's $60 a year, and that's more for the individual. Maybe they're working in the fashion industry. They want to be a part of positive change, but they don't have a business, right? We don't need everyone to be entrepreneurs, everyone to have a business, but we do need everyone to participate.
Exactly.
So membership gets you access and discounts to a lot of events. marketing opportunities. I'm constantly getting opportunities my way. And as I mentioned, as a matchmaker, I like to pass them along to members as much as I can.
Great, it's so great. So I will put all the links for the event and our website behind the video.
Thank you so
Andrea.
much.
So great.
Yay!